Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go to Chicago in the Truck Series and New Hampshire in Xfinity and Cup, and we had subscriber Gavin Zane in the truck for our team here today at Chicago. Started in about P10, starting to build the speed back up in this team with the R&D, getting the employees hired, so we actually are starting to build up some momentum. And by the time Zane came towards the final lap of this race, he had worked his way up into the 6th position as he went through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time here at Miami, right on the back of Matt Crafton as he came out of the corner, looking to the inside as well as they went down through the front straightaway through the tri-oval. It would be P6 for Gavin Zane as he barely got edged out by Crafton. And now as we come through to the Xfinity Series race at New Hampshire, we had Landon Castle in the car, who started in the 14th position, so not the best starting spot for Castle, but he would also start to move his way forwards throughout this race. Not a lot, because as it came towards the final lap, he'd only got up to P9, but at least still in the top 10 as it came through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time here in New Hampshire. Landon Castle, his first time in our car in quite some time, comes out through to get a P9 finish, and now we cut straight through to qualifying in the Cup Series here, coming through turns 3 and turn 4. It was a pretty decent lap for myself in qualifying. Could have been a little bit better. Now as we went down the front straightaway, we would come through to cross the line to go P6 with a 30.473. So hopefully we can move forward and have a chance to get our second New Hampshire win in our career.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series makes its one and only stop at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the running of the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301. Opened in 1990, this 1-mile oval racetrack is in Loudon, about an hour north of Boston. New Hampshire previously hosted 2 NASCAR Cup events, but lost its playoff race to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway in 2018. So, these drivers only have one chance to make it count here. The green flag is in the air. Let's get ready to go racing on PRN.
Alright, we're ready to go green here for the Foxwoods Resort and Casino 301 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Martin Truex Jr., of course, hasn't forgotten us, so we got to watch out for him. Our teammate Chase Elliott failed technical inspection, so he's starting at the back, and that moves us up, actually, one position for the start of this race, as it's Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson on the front row, and in front of us it's our rival of Martin Truex Jr., who's side by side with Clint Boyer as the green flag is out. We are underway here at New Hampshire. On the outside of me, it's Kurt Busch. Not the best start for myself as we go down towards turns 1 and 2 for the first time. We got to be very careful on these starts here as we slide up the hill there, and that allows our teammate of Alex Bowman to take us 3 wide for a moment, but Kurt Busch clears us, so now we're out of that 3 wide as we go down the back straightaway down towards turn 3. But like I said, you got to be careful on these starts because the AI have a bad habit of sending it in pretty deep on the corners, and then they'll just drive straight into the back of you and take you out at times. Now as we come through on the exit of turn 4, side by side now with Kurt Busch, as Kyle Larson, who started second, drops down to the 4th position as we come through to complete that first lap here in this first stage. As we go through turns 1, sliding up the hill again, getting into the side of Kurt Busch, allowing Bowman to look to my inside there as we come out of turn 2, building up a ton of momentum though on the exit of the corner on the back of Larson. Now as we look to the left hand side of him as we go down towards turn 3, side by side with the 42 of Kyle Larson, and we do clear him for position and take over that 4th spot, and we would close in now on the back of Clint Boyer after we had gotten past Kyle Larson. As we came to lap number 6, all over the back of Boyer, looking to the left-hand side of him, and we would easily breeze on past him and set our sights on the 2 front runners of Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. We would run them down, actually, as well. Now, as we came to lap 11 of 17 in this first stage, Busch had stretched out the lead a little bit to Truex, and now we were all over Truex. Obviously, him being a rival completely changed how I approached this battle. We could have definitely gotten by him at this point, but I didn't really know how I was going to get by him because it was a really tough objective to complete, because obviously if we try to go to the outside, he's going to put me in the wall. If we try to go to the inside, he's going to shove me to the apron and crash me. So it was certainly a tough situation to deal with, so I was kind of just settling in behind him at this point. Once I realized we really weren't going to get by him, I tried to make a move on the outside through the center of the corner. I felt like that was my only chance to get past Truex, and unfortunately it didn't quite work out. So now just come through straight to the final lap in this first stage, still running P3. Kurt Busch though joining this battle on this final lap now here in the first stage. Kyle Busch should clear in a way to win stage 1 if he doesn't make a mistake though, and now stage 1 ends early though due to a caution as Kyle Busch picks picks up a playoff point. So we get P3 here in stage 1, and Denny Hamlin rounds up the top 10. No pit stop necessary at the end of this first stage, so obviously we will be staying out, and we will be starting P3 with a chance maybe to get past Martin Truex Jr., which would be a big opportunity for myself. A solid performance in stage 1 where we gained 3 positions after starting P6, or actually we moved up to P5, so we gained 2 spots I guess now as we get ready to start the second stage, and the green flag is out here in New Hampshire. Now it's a terrible start for myself as I completely screwed up the shifting, and that allows Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Ryan Newman all to get ahead. This is not the first time I've done that at New Hampshire. It seems to be a little bit of a common occurrence. Every time we come here I make some type of error on the restarts. Now as we close in right on the back of Newman, trying to make up for the time lost there on that restart. Now as we go down towards turn 3, we're going to send it in pretty deep there. Daniel Ricciardo-esque on Ryan Newman as we go through turns 3. Briefly looking to the inside of the number 1 car of Kurt Busch, but couldn't quite make the pass happen as we went down the front straightaway, coming through to complete this first lap here in this second stage. It's still Kyle Busch out front, but Kevin Harvick up into second as Truex falls down to P3 under pressure from Kurt Busch now, as Kurt Busch looks to his inside as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway, trying to pounce on an opportunity, and sure enough we're going to take it 3 wide as we go down towards turn 3 there. A good chance to get away from our rival Martin Truex Jr. and gain 2 spots in the process as we do pass Truex and Kurt Busch, though he still has enough speed to try and look to my outside, but we clear him at the last moment and take over third. And now as we came through on lap 5, we would end up getting another caution here as we still sit P3. Obviously no pit stop necessary again, so we would stay out. Couldn't find what brought out that caution either, but we would get ready now to go green, and once again the green flag is out, and it's a terrible restart now for the leader of Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick's going to hop all over this opportunity as we go down towards turns 1. He clears Kyle Busch, the leader, and now Harvick leads this race as we go through turns 1 and turns 2, sliding into the side of Clint Bowyer. Kurt Busch takes us 3 wide as we exit the corner now as we clear the 14. That's a big issue, especially as these tires wear. The back end slides out a lot, and that's going to be a big problem here in this final stage, I'm sure, towards the end of this race and towards the end of this second stage as well, as we do thankfully though get clear of Kurt Busch and hold on to that third position. Kyle Busch, though, he would actually take back the lead from Kevin Harvick, as now we would be holding off P3 from Ryan Newman, who was attacking me on the inside here with 7 to go in the second stage. Newman goes to the inside, makes the pass, and same as Martin Truex Jr., as the tires are falling off so bad that I was really just struggling to hang on at this point as we briefly get into the back of Truex now, as he's going to kind of just slide up in front of me. We would hold on to P5 as we came through, approaching the final lap in this second stage, though Newman and Truex were both driven away from me at this point, so it was a good gap to them. Now as we start this final lap here in the second stage, behind us is Clint Bowyer, who got past Kurt Busch, and now we continue to slide into the corner, just losing all my traction on the entrance of this corner. Now Bowyer to the inside as we head down the back straightaway, just about getting into the wall now, side by side with Clint Bowyer as we go down towards turns 3 for the final time here in this second stage. Bowyer gets clear of me as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. Behind us, it's Kurt Busch now, as Kyle Busch is going to come through on the exit of turn 4. He would win stage 2, and we're going to hold on to get the 6th position here in this second stage. Losing all the traction I had towards the end of that second stage, we know that's going to be a problem at the end of this final stage as well, so hopefully it stays green towards the end of this race. Now as we would have to pit to repair the little bit of damage, I would also actually loosen up the car through the center of the corner and put up the tire pressure now as we drop to P7 for this final stage here in New Hampshire. The green flag is out, and Kyle Busch leads the way with Kevin Harvick joining him on the front row now as we come through. It is just over 30 laps to go as we go down towards turns 1. Now in front of Hamlin, who slides into the side of me. He gets punted from behind, and Hamlin nails me in the side. Thankfully we all keep it straight now as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway on the back bumper of Denny Hamlin. And as we go down towards turn 3, we're going to send it up the inside of Denny Hamlin, trying to take over that 7th position. And very sideways through turn 3, but we do clear Denny Hamlin now as we come through on the exit of turn 4 in 7th position now. And as we came through a lap later on lap 41, a chance to make it 3 wide with Kurt Busch and Ryan Newman as we go down into turn 3, and we make that move, and now we enter the top 5 as we pass Newman, but Kurt Busch is going to try and battle back on the outside. Now Kyle Busch continues to lead this race, but Kurt Busch, he's going to have the momentum down the straightaway. He clears me for the moment now with 34 laps to go in this race as we once again look to the inside. Kurt Busch goes way wide through turns 1, and we easily clear him for P5 now, as we would set our sights on the 4 car of Kevin Harvick as we came through on lap 43, building up enough momentum to look to his inside as we went down the back straightaway, and now trying to take over the 4th position. And sure enough, as we went down into turn 3, we would easily clear Harvick and close in on the back of his teammate of Clint Boyer at this point, who we've had a few run-ins with this race now as we came to lap 44, looking to the inside of Boyer as we went down the back straightaway, trying to take over that 3rd position now as we go down towards turn 3. Kyle Busch continues to lead the way as we close in on the back of our rival of Martin Truex Jr. And just like earlier in this race, it was a big obstacle to get past Martin Truex Jr. as he, obviously being our rival, it's very hard to get past him now as we look to the outside of him, but he pushes us up towards the wall. And now, as we came to lap 50, still stuck behind Truex, and I really got annoyed with it at this point. I decided we're going to go down towards turn 3 and try to make a big move on the outside, and sure enough, we stick our nose up the outside, and somehow we're already clear of Truex through the center of the corner. He battles back, but it's not going to be enough now as we come onto turn 4 ahead of the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. A big move puts us just ahead of our rival of Truex with 25 to go here as we go down towards turns 1. He's close, but we get sideways just in front of Truex. He did not hit me. I just lost the back end on that one. Now as he's on my inside, but we stay committed to the throttle as we exit turn 2, and this time we get away from the 19 of Martin Truex Jr., but the caution comes out again just as we finally get away. Now we're going to get ready to restart P2 beside Kyle Busch now as the green flag is out, and now Truex is trying to turn me as we come through to start this restart here. And that allows Kurt Busch to make it 3 wide on the outside for the lead as we go down towards turns 1, but we back out early as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. A lot of trouble behind Truex, losing a ton of position after trying to crash me. Now as we're all over the back of Kyle Busch as we go down towards turn 3, we're going to look to the inside of him now as we go down into the 3rd turn, now to the lead here in New Hampshire. A little bit of contact there with my former teammate of Kyle Busch, and we come out of turn 4 clear for the lead here in New Hampshire as we come through to complete the 1st lap since the restart. Now Boyer up into that 3rd position, looking to the inside of Kyle Busch for 2nd place as we go through turns 1 and turns 2. Boyer trying to put the pressure on now as we exit turn 2, though we have such a great launch on the exit of the corner that we put a gap between myself and Boyer and started to drive away at this point. So the early laps in this run would allow me to drive away and create a little bit of a gap between myself and 2nd place, 3rd place, and whatnot now, as we were about a second or so ahead of Clint Boyer, but my big weak spot was right here in turns 3 and at turns 4. This would really allow the guys to close up on me now as we came through on lap 66. Only 10 laps to go at this point, about a second ahead of the cars behind. At this point, though, the tires are starting to fall off just like they did in stage 2, and this is allowing Boyer and the cars with him to close in on me there as we would cross the line now, coming through a few laps later on lap 70. Only 6/10 to myself and Boyer now up to 8 as we go into corner, but sliding through the center of the corner, and that allows Boyer to close right up now as we come to 4 to go. Now Boyer putting the pressure on me as he is closed up on us as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. He looks to my inside, trying to fight Boyer off now as we come out of turn 2. There's trouble behind. Here we go. Marola blows the tire, and into the wall he goes, and that's going to bring out a late race yellow here in New Hampshire. This changes everything because now we have terrible tires. It's going to be very hard to hold on to the lead now as the green flag is out. Overtime in New Hampshire is underway. My confidence right now was pretty low because I know exactly how hard this is going to be as we make contact with Boyer as we go down towards turns 1, and the back end gets out away from me right away. Kyle Busch makes it 3 wide for the lead, and he is clear and away as we come out of turn 2. Now side by side just about with the 18 as we check up just behind him as we go down towards turn 3. We're going to send it up the inside, trying to take the lead back here in New Hampshire, but once again we slide up the track, and Harvick now makes it 3 wide for the lead as well with myself and Kyle Busch as he's going to get clear as we make a lot of contact with Kyle Busch on the exit of the corner. Now Kurt Busch looks to my inside as we come through to cross the line. The white flag is in the air as we go down towards turns 1. Once again the back end slides out, and Kurt Busch looks to the inside as well as Boyer and Martin Truex Jr. as we make contact with Clint Boyer now as we exit the corner, heading down the back straightaway for the final time. Denny Hamlin has gotten away. Kevin Harvick out front now as our chances of winning have completely diminished here on this final lap as we go through turns 3 wide with Stenhouse and Kyle Busch now on the exit of turn 4. Kevin Harvick would come through to win here in New Hampshire now as we come through to cross the line, and Chris Buescher edges us out as we come through to finish in the 8th position there as that caution at the end completely changed everything. We had a chance to fight with Clint Boyer and Kyle Busch for the win. Almirola brings out a caution, completely destroyed our chances of winning this race as I knew knew when the caution came out that I was pretty much done for. I guess on the bright side, it's a step in the right direction here for us this season when we're disappointed with P8. But Clint Boyer not happy at all with us after this race, as we do apologize and keep him away from being a rival, thankfully. Kurt Busch not very happy either, but that said, we don't make Truex angry, so that's also a step in the right direction of becoming a non-rival with him. But as always, though, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. In the next one, we go to Pocono, I know, in the Cup Series, and I think it's Kentucky for the truck, so hopefully we'll have a good run over there. But unfortunate that we couldn't bring the win home. Just that caution changed everything. So I will see you guys, though, in the next episode. So thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.